Oh yeah, are we recording? Oh, we're recording. So let's go on a little drive therapy. But before we do that, let me just say this. I am really loving this Android head unit. I didn't think I was going to like it at first, only because I had a bad experience with the first Android head unit on my WRX, but this one has been flawless so far. Well, I shouldn't say flawless. There are a few things I think you guys should know about, but that will be in a separate video telling you guys exactly my honest opinions or thoughts on the Android head unit from iDoing. But let's go on a little drive. Just waiting for the car to warm up. And we got some bad news. So the good news is the car is scheduled to go back on the dyno, but the bad news is we won't be able to get the radium double pumper with the dual WRX 50s installed in time. So I ordered the fuel lines. Unfortunately, that's just not going to be here in time. I still got to have time to install it and figure everything out because I've never installed one of those before. So you know what, it is what it is. I'm going to order some new parts. We're going to install the radium stuff later on in the year. So hopefully we're going to make the power that I actually want to make. But yeah, unfortunately, if you guys saw my last dyno video, unfortunately, the fuel pump, there was just something wrong with it. So I have a new fuel pump. I'm going to install that. Probably do it off camera. You guys don't need to see that. You guys have seen that before. And then hopefully we'll make a little bit more power. If you guys saw the last dyno video, unfortunately Steve had to cut the dyno tune way early into the E85 session. But yeah, there's a lot of power left on the table. So hopefully we'll see what this part of the build process was supposed to make in the first place. Okay, so what you see here is my stock fuel hanger with an AEM 340 installed. So I've seen many of you guys out there with the same fuel pump make a whole bunch more power. For some reason, this fuel pump wasn't flowing enough fuel, and I have a good idea why. So let's get into this. Okay, so here's the AEM fuel pump. Nothing wrong with it. Oh, shit. Okay, so one thing I discovered, these tabs, for some reason, I broke off. I don't know how I did that. I think I broke it when I put this in and I took it out because I couldn't decide whether to use one O-ring or two O-rings. So there is that. So I don't think this should really matter because it sits flush against, in the bucket. So I don't think that really makes a big of a difference, but the reason why, and my suspicion is, one O-ring. That's right, one rubber O-ring when everyone else says I should have used two O-rings. So I don't know, that's my theory as to why this fuel pump wasn't flowing much, those two things. So right now I have a brand new AEM 340 installed in the car, so hopefully that will flow enough fuel to make enough power, or the power the car should be making in the first place. Okay, so as you can see, I do have the parent AOS installed. Plans are when IAG releases their V3 AOS, hopefully I can get that ordered and installed in the car ASAP. Actually, I'm gonna jump online after this to see if there is a pre-order available for their IAG AOS V3. Also, plans are new intercooler kit. So hopefully soon that I'll be able to order the ETS. I think it's a 3.5 or maybe in the 4-inch core. But you guys know they have like a 7, 8, 10, 12 week lead time on the ETS intercooler kits. So with that said, I do plan on converting over to a blow-off valve, getting with the IAT sensor. Hopefully, now, I don't know, it's just gonna depend on budget. I do wanna get one with a titanium piping, but I don't know, it's not really that important. I mean, it doesn't affect performance in any way. Also, bigger injectors are also in the works. I do have 1300cc injectors. Now, this is, I'm telling you guys, just skip the 1050 injectors and just go with 1300s or the FIC 1650s right off the bat. Just gives you more room to grow later on in the future, because if you plan on making more than 380 or 400 wheel horsepower, you're gonna max out those 1050s really fast. It's always nice to be up early in the morning on your only day off, but we got stuff to do and we gotta get stuff done. Let's go ahead and drive 3 hours, but for you, it'll be like 2 seconds. Okay, so I forgot to turn my microphone on, but here we are a few pulls later, and we made 371 wheel horsepower, down from 382. Steve cleaned up the tune just a little bit just to make everything safe on pump gas. I hardly run the car on straight pump gas anyways, so that is okay. As you can see on that red line on the graph, everything is looking good. Air-fuel ratio is where it's supposed to be. So with that said, now it's time to fill up the car with some E85 and see what we make on corn. So there it is, first pull on E85, made a lot more than last time. So we're at 429, 400, just on the first pull, so. All right, this is where we're at so far. Well, I think we're coming to an end. I don't think it's gonna make much more, to be honest with you. A little less than what it should make, but I'm still happy that it's making at least 400, like 450 something, I don't know. So there it is, we did it again, just like Britney Spears, and ran out of fuel. Still made great numbers, over 70 wheel horsepower more than the previous setup, 449 wheel horsepower, which equates to about 497 on a dyno jet. Now I am quite confident with the radium setup and bigger injectors, we can easily make 500 wheel horsepower. If you guys watch WRX Channel, you guys have seen this turbo on this dyno make 550 wheel horsepower, which is impressive for this little turbo, or kind of big turbo, however you want to classify it. But anyways, this car is begging to be driven. Time to go on the road, go visit Mexico. Also, if you guys want to see Steve's channel or his version of the video, I'll link his channel down in the description box below. But anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to you guys later. Peace out, guys.